How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. How are you? You're from down under, right?
Yeah, that's right. I'm in Western Australia. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yes.
I'd love to be there. I have had the chance to visit Australia 2 years ago. I think 2019 with Obscura. So that was definitely everything upside down, like literally. I saw Europe.
Whereabouts in Germany are you based?
I'm based in Landshut. It's an hour north of Munich, but quite in the south. So shitty weather, grumpy people. Welcome to Germany.
Yeah. I guess it's a good breeding ground for the kind of music you play. Hey, like that miserable kind of,
Yeah. As miserable as the people are, as miserable as the music. So,
Yeah,
like,
excellent.
like well popular over here.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Cool. Um, so I guess I've got to ask, so Obscura started 2002, right?
Yes.
And so what made yourself and Jurgen decide, in 2003 to start, a second band?
Well, actually, Thulcandra was based on ideas from Obscura. So when we founded Obscura in 2002, we had quite a mix of different genres, different styles, and it was well too much of chaos, to be honest. And we couldn't focus on anything. So in the end, we decided to go downward to the technical demanding road with Obscura and split with Thulcandra and keep all the rather melodic and black metal ideas for this band. But it has been formed by the same members. So Thulcandra was formed by Obscura members, and if you listen to the first demo of Obscura, you have like this mix of styles, and you definitely hear also this dissection emperor influence somewhere in this origin. So this first demo is basically the origin of everything. But especially Jurgen and me, we had a yeah. At that time, we simply discovered so many great bands, and that was prior. Everything was available through internet. So we ordered strange CDs or vinyls through mail orders you never have seen before. We sent shipping costs to strange people you've never seen before, and sometimes you got something back, and sometimes not. So that was really fun, and we've been quite active in that rather black metal department, and got many contacts around the world. And somehow both worlds have been so interesting that I kept going with both bands. And well, here we are talking about still Canva album number 4. Obscura already has 6 releases out. We're still marching on and enjoy both styles of music.
Oh, that's fantastic. What first got you into the black metal thing? Like, did someone introduce it to you, or did you, catch it somewhere?
I think most of my friends discovered bands at more or less the same years. So we had in the mid 90s, late 90s, this time when Megadeth, Metallica was not extreme enough, and everybody was digging for more and more extreme. And also black metal, like most of the black metal bands, have been very extreme when it comes to image and the vibe. That's always something. Well, that is like the big picture out of band pictures, like photographs with corpse paint and blood and the lyrics. The production that definitely differed from anything that was known at the time. If you compare the classic 90s death metal productions, Mori Sound, with the second album of Darkthrone, it's like a world in between. And somehow this was also extreme to a certain point, and this really extreme, well, imaginary when it comes to all visuals, but also the music, that somehow was so attractive for a teenager that I never grow out of this up to this day.
Yeah, that's good. So Thulcandra is currently you've got Alessandro who joined 2014 and Mariano joined 2018. How'd you meet those two guys?
Well, we are all living more or less in the same area, and we enjoy the same music. And Alessandro Elastic is quite known for his work with Sweet Kids of the Moon and a German band called Heiratweith. And from the second band, Heiratweith, also his brother Mariano Elastic joined the fold. So it's a scene where everybody knows each other, and you just need like-minded people. Of course, you need somebody who is able to perform this kind of music, but at the same time, the social part that you all are more or less on the same page with everything is very, very important. And for that, I'm very happy to work with both of them. I think Alessandro is a very, very gifted drummer. I have the pleasure to work with him since, as you mentioned, many, many years. Mariano just joined the fold for this new album, A Dying Wish, and I think his influence in guitar playing, composing is shining through a lot of times because we gained a brighter diversity when it comes to influences. The previous album was written by myself. I took care of the music and the lyrics have been solely written by the back then guitarist. And now with the new record, everybody, including our bassist, added ideas, skeletons, sketches and everything for this new album. And therefore, there are so many different feelings and vibes and paces within the entire record. It's more interesting, in my opinion. It's just a matter of how you work within a collective.
Yeah, cool. Talking about A Dying Wish, when was that put together? Like, is Christian on the recording at all, or is it all Carsten, your new bass player, on there?
Christian passed away last year in summer.
Yeah.
He had an accident, and at that time we already have been at the stage of pre-producing the album. So we have many ideas from him on the record.
Okay.
I think that one song, none of them have been finally arranged. So when he passed away, we only had those pre-production files, and I was sitting down, writing everything down on sheet music, and together we arranged those songs as if he would be still here. So we simply finished what we started together. We already had a promo shoot, like photo shooting, done with him. So all this was finalized. And for the album, I took care of the bass duties. But still, we have two songs where he is performing, and there are two acoustic interludes on the record, named Orchid of Grievance and In Bleak Misery. They're a little bit less than a minute long, but those two songs have been taken from the pre-production, and they have been performed by Christian. So they are not recorded ideal because it was a pre-production, so we gave those files to Dan Swane because we wanted to have at least something from him on the record. And Dan Swane, well, he's a quite experienced person, and he used his studio magic simply to, well, bring those recordings to the same level as a real studio recording. And that was a lot of work, but I'm very glad we have, well, him on the album, although he's not here anymore.
Yeah, of course. Oh, cool. What kind of lyrical themes are you singing about on A Dying Wish?
Well, the entire album is not at any kind of a concept record. Okay. We have chosen the title track because this particular song, the Closer, is related to our good friend who passed away, and it's also one of the songs that differs from all of the others. It has a strange vibe, some kind of a bittersweet, melancholic, well, underlining, so to say. Mm-hmm. It simply deals with the passing of a good friend. Everything else are, I would say, loose stories, loose ideas, but they still deal somehow with friends, musicians, and family members we lost over the last 2 and 3 years. So it's a rather personal approach this time.
Yeah. The Funeral Pyre and Nocturnal Heresy videos look great. I like the kind of somber blue color. Kind of matches the you know, the album cover and everything. Are there plans for any more singles or videos off this release?
Yes. In 1.5 weeks, we're going to travel to Poland and produce a new music video with quite well company called Groupa 13. They produced clips for Behemoth, for a creator, and 1,000 of others. So we are going to produce a music video for the title track, and the release of all the videos have been quite orchestrated. The first song that has been released, the opening track, Funeral Pyre, contains only close-ups, like shots from the band. As you mentioned, of course, it's blue, a lot of fog. With the second video, we went out a little bit to the back, so you see more or less a lot from the band. The third one we are going to release is a live clip of Night's Blood. We recorded during our 15-year anniversary. And a video clip, like real music video number 3, but the video clip number 4 will be A Dying Wish. And that one will be released in December when the final vinyl editions will be delivered. So we had some issues, as I think most of the band these days, with production of vinyl. But vinyl is very important for especially our fan base. It's sold out immediately when we have a new edition. So we still wanted to do something special for them. And therefore, we also want to celebrate the vinyl release of the special editions with our own music video. So it was kind of orchestrated. The release is a little bit spread through November and December, or October, November, December, but still, well, it's a full campaign with a lot of music videos.
Oh, excellent! That's cool. So obviously, Obscura have an album coming out in November as well. And I watched the video just recently with the GTO and everything. That's cool. How do you go balancing? How do you go balancing two bands that I imagine are both pretty busy? Like, how do you sort of manage your time that way?
Well, both bands work entirely different. Obscura is a touring band, and I make a living out of this band, so it definitely has my priority. And in this band, only musicians that also make a living out of music are performing. Thulcandra is more or less the opposite. Thulcandra is a band that is still meeting every 2 or 3 weeks in the rehearsal room. Of course, we have some drinks together, we play music together. We are not working with an in-ear system, so it's really pure and to the core of what black metal is. And everybody involved, except myself, have regular jobs. So we are very, very picky when it comes to concerts. We are more or less limited not to become a touring band. So there will always only be a certain amount of shows with this band. But personally, I enjoy both musical styles because I grew up with both worlds. And I take both bands serious the same way. So I simply love it. And Obscura is going to, well, head towards 20-year anniversary next year, and Thulcandra is 19 years old. So somehow it keeps myself in balance because I love playing really demanding, extreme music. And at the same time, I love real, well, this black metal vibe the same way. But you cannot combine it. That's the problem. That's what we faced in 2003 when both bands split.
Yeah, cool. Talking about black metal earlier, you know, we talked about Dark Throne, that kind of thing. Are you listening to anything more contemporary black metal wise at the moment?
I just got the new Offermord from Sweden. That's a really bizarre band, but something I really enjoy because it's somewhere in the middle of being really arty, really artistic, really dissonant, but it also combines some melodies here and there, and that balance is something that really attracts me. And the second band I just discovered is from southern Germany, on the border to Switzerland, called Throne. And we just invited them to right away for 2 shows for this year and next year.
Cool.
So they're very interesting. They're somewhere in between Watain and Dissection, so also rather melodic. And what else I'm listening to at the moment? Mostly 80s.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, yeah.
Just discovered a fantastic band from Sweden called Nestor. That is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with them.
No, I'm not sure, yeah.
If you're into 80s heavy metal and David Hasselhoff, this is exactly. in the end, I'm always coming back to the classics: Dissection, Unanimated, Sacramentum. I'm waiting for the new Eucharist record, and I also heard Sacramentum is working on new music. I bought the entire back catalog of Dawn, a Swedish band from the 90s. Fantastic. And also Unanimated have a single out, so there's still something coming up here and then. And I try to keep track, but there are so many bands. There are so many bands, and also new bands coming up that are doing really interesting stuff. So whenever I open my computer, there's some new music coming up. That's quite exciting to me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's cool. I saw that you've got some European shows booked. How long has it been since Thulcandra was on stage?
We haven't had that much of a gap since we played our last long-lasting tour with both bands on the same bill, Obscura and Thulcandra, in February and March 2020. So we just returned home. The last show was in our hometown in Landshut. We had a sold-out audience, and 4 days after, everything was closing down. So we ended the last tour with a big bang, and since then, not too much happened. This year, we have been able to play 3 festivals, national festivals in Germany with Thulcandra. We played in front of probably 600-700 people, but still, European tours are not possible. Travel restrictions are so difficult to discover because each district, not even each country, but each district has different rules, and it's a lot of headache for everybody.
Yeah, of course. Cool. Well, look, Stefan, I hope that the tour goes as smoothly as it can when you get onto the stage and that kind of thing. And as we record this, it's October 29, so everyone watching at home, get out and get the new Thulcandra record because it's awesome stuff. Stefan, thanks heaps for your time, mate. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Likewise. Thank you very much for the interview. The Dying Wish is out now, like literally now.
Yeah.
Hope to see you in Australia soon.
Yeah, we'd love to have you, mate. Absolutely. Cool. Thanks, man.
Likewise. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, man.